G'day, mate. Welcome back to Captive Industry with me, Jetty. Today we need to do something about the people, because we have some very, very high quality workplace standards. Okay, so some very important things that we have here because we're on an isolated island where everybody knows everybody, everybody mingles with everybody. There's some pretty stringent rules we have around workplace safety, and one of those is definitely, if you're not feeling up to work, you're not feeling well, please don't come to work. Please don't come to work. Please don't spread around your viruses. And some people don't seem to have got the memo and keep going to work. When they're not 100%. And generally it's fine, but then occasionally somebody goes to work sick and then they sneeze upon somebody else, and then that person sneezes upon somebody else, and somebody else, and somebody else, and then we have an island-wide pandemic breakout, and about 200 or 300 people may suddenly, choose not to retain on this mortal coil and go to a better place where they don't get sneezed upon, they don't carry the flu anymore. So today I want to fix that. I really need to fix that. I'm sick of people, accidentally spreading around their diseases. So today we're going to be doing something about some medical supplies. Now, last episode we did something about contracts. We got unlimited oil because yes, contracts are unlimited, whereas the oil derricks on the world map, there is a finite limit to the amount of oil there. So we now have unlimited oil. Also, we're exchanging our glass for a whole bunch of coal, so we got that up and running, and we also got our fruit up and running, which hopefully gives us a few more health points, which hopefully also goes towards mitigating the horrible flu-like symptoms that plague our island and occasionally kill 200 or 300 people. But before we get into that, first thing I need to do is I need to thank today's YouTube member. Today's YouTube member is going to be Benny B. Benny B, long-time viewer of the channel. See, we got the flu right now. Flu, moderate. And we need 13 workers. Why? Because they keep dying. Yeah, we've lost 120 people already. Yeah. So today we're going to do something about that. But as I was saying, we need to thank Benny B for becoming a YouTube member. He does watch a lot of my content over on Twitch, catches me playing Captive Industry live. So, if you want to see more Captive Industry, you're welcome to go down the description. There's a link to my Twitch channel, or it's probably on your screen right about now. Come across, say hello, click the follow button, costs you absolutely nothing. And well, enjoy the content, and big thank you to Benny for choosing to keep the channel ad free. So with that out of the way, we need to look at a few things. First off, our oil. We're still exporting the vehicle parts. In fact, the belt is backed up, and we're importing the oil. And I've built a bigger tank, and we've got a marker. Well, we're going to alert on here if it gets over 75% full. And we're currently running medium modules, which means our limitation is actually our unload speed. So I am considering upgrading these to a bigger module, but we'll leave that for the moment because, dead people and workers needed. As for our glass production, same story. I've upgraded this to a bigger container. Also have an alert when it goes over 50% full, which I'm willing to bet it's going to do, because that is very, very full. At the moment, we're only feeding one belt out, which is feeding into this guy, and into this combination. We're going to upgrade that belt just whilst we're here, just to make sure that this is definitely fed. This is technically using 75 coal. We're running on a 60 belt. So we're going to upgrade that. We'll keep an eye on this. We're going to wait for an alarm to go off. But it does mean if I'm getting enough oil via this contract, because this tank is going up, what I want to do is I want to pause this because this is not running currently. It's not running. The only thing it's doing is it's costing us a little bit of maintenance, some amount of uni, and a whole lot of population. So if I pause that, suddenly we have workers available, which is great. It also means that whilst we're here, we're going to send the battleship off to go say hi to more friends. So that's the first thing I want to cover. Second thing I want to cover is our fruit. Yes, we have now too much materials. Okay, our fruit production. We have the little loop belt, and as you can see, things are definitely disappearing off the belt. And when something comes back up here, it gets prioritized back in, which means we definitely have fruit in the belt, and it's definitely working. Whether I have enough production or not is a whole different story. At the moment, it says we have about 2 months worth. So I think what I want to do is double check. Does anybody have extra veggies they can't output anymore? It looks like the answer is no. So you have some fruit that you can't output. Is it a case of belt not fast enough? No, there's plenty of room on the belt. We might have reached an equilibrium. We might have reached an equilibrium. Okay, what we're going to do, just to make sure, is I'm going to upgrade you. And before I click deliver, I'm going to change it to that. Hello? Oh, I got to do the upgrade first. Damn. Can I change it now? No. Okay. We're going to upgrade 2 of these. I do want to change one of them across to fruit. We'll leave the other one on veggies, but that should solve that problem. The other thing I need to look at is... it's rubber. So for a long time now, let's do this. Yep, we found an oil rig. I know. Who would have thought it? Okay, we're going to visit another part. For a long time now, we've been using naphtha and sulfur to make rubber. Now, for a long time now, I've had ethanol up and running. So I want to change over to the ethanol recipe, which means, actually means we're going to go import off, so some idiot doesn't try and drive ethanol over here. It means that what I want to do is I want to make sure I get ethanol into this pipe. Now, to get ethanol into this pipe, I need to find a good spot to plug into it. The good spot to plug into it is going to be right here. We're going to plug in ethanol here, and the way we're going to do that is by deleting this one that used to have crude oil in it. It's where we used to import crude oil off the ship. I'm going to set the import. We're going to set you to a priority 7. And of course, we're going to delete that pipe that goes over crude oil, because I don't think mixing the ethanol and the crude oil would be a smart idea. And then we're going to go into transports, and I want to put in a pipe balancer right about here. So the plan is hopefully a simple one. Yep, you go to there. Come on, our way. And plug that into there. All right, the plan is hopefully a simple one. We bring ethanol into this tank, and then we prioritize that in. So it means if ethanol ends up in here, it should flow into there. Now, there is one catch with that, and that is you cannot have 2 liquids occupying the same pipe at the same time. So I'm pretty sure that means that I need to have ethanol sitting here at the pipe balancer ready to go, and then this pipe has to empty before the ethanol can flow, which is something that you need to keep in mind. Location explored, yep. Do I have fuel to keep going? No, we're going to come home. All right. So I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to work. We're going to have to find out. It's one of those leave it and come back. Actually, whilst I'm here, let's talk about food packing really quickly. Food packing, it gives us a product. It is food packs. If we click dismiss and bring up food pack. Food pack lets you pack meat, bread, snacks into a food pack, or eggs, bread, and snacks into a food pack. When we pack a food pack, it literally lets you trade for them with contracts. That's all it does. Contracts, that one. It's the only way you can trade food for different items. In saying that, like food packs for uranium, that's the only one I see accessible currently. Actually, no, there's food packs for crude oil. So you could spend a lot of time with people farming to get enough food packs. Hang on, what was it? It was recipes. It's meat, which is chickens, which comes from, well, hang on. Snacks is plastic. Snacks is all foodstuffs, yes? And meat and bread are both, chicken or a chicken byproduct, plus, bread is wheat. So, yeah, it's all food. Hey, you're full. Yeah, it looks like that's got to empty. 5, 4, come on. You can do it. I want to know where this works. 2, 1, and then it's full of ethanol. Okay, so that's definitely how that works. Cool, glad we sorted that. So you could do a whole lot of farming. Where are we? The one I was looking at, which was food packs for oil. You can do a whole lot of farming for a whole lot of crude oil. And like the ratio on that is pretty good. Like for a 4-module ship, 6-module ship, 8-module ship. It's don't get me wrong, it's a lot of food. It's a lot of food and a lot of production, but that's a lot of oil. So something to keep in mind if you want to look at food packs. As for naphtha, now we've done that change, what happens with the naphtha is rather than flowing through this balancer and out this pipe, the excess will go into this pipe and into this boiler, which is only designed to run at half speed because I have 1 turbine running. I'm going to unpause the other turbine, and we're going to unpause you and you, and technically we just vent that steam. Do I care? Nah, you fed free water. You fed free water from the other power plant. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, so we're just going to hook that up and let it run at twice the speed if it needs to burn off the excess naphtha. It'll create a little bit of power. These are set to power production 1, so it means if there's power in the shaft, they suspend it straight away, pretty much. Yeah, it's going to be so intermittent. And there's no good option for that. It literally just burns off the power. So we have ship fully repaired. Can I send Mr. Shippy to go out and play with that one who has a combat score of 470? And let's go click on the corn mash. Corn mash is telling me it's full. It's telling me it's full for a long time because we were using the corn to make corn mash, and we're using the corn mash to then convert into ethanol, which we're then putting in the ethanol tank, which we weren't touching for a long time, except we just started running plastic with it. Rubber with it. Today's episode, it's going to be about plastic, actually. So let's start with plastic. Plastic. So when we researched plastic a long time ago, we got access to a brand new building, being the polymerization plant. Yes, which we're going to put one here. Now, polymerization plant is going to bring in either naphtha. Now, we've saved a little bit of naphtha by using ethanol to make rubber, or we could use ethanol and chlorine to make plastic, either or, and we're going to make a whole bunch of plastic. Now, you might say, Jetty, what do we use plastic for? Well, we use plastic to be nice to the people, because, again, a long time ago in a research far away, we accessed the hospital. Now, the hospital gives us a couple of new things. One, it's going to give us, in the housing services, it's going to give us a clinic, and we just plug a clinic into one of these modules, and then it'll make the people healthy, and that way when they sneeze on one another, we don't lose 300 people suddenly overnight. But to run a clinic, I need to get three things. First off, I need to get the medical pack. Now, to get a medical pack, I need to have this item and this item. This is called the sharps, okay? These are sharp things, and it is, if you don't know how to use a hanky, then obviously you don't require fingers, so we're going to cut them off. At the same time, we're going to have some of this, which is the stuff you put on the ouchies, so the ouchies don't get infected, but then it hurts more, which is what we're going to apply because to both your fingers and also your mouth and nose, because we're going to stitch them up at the same time, just to make sure that you do not spread any more diseases amongst the colony. So we need to make these two things. Now, one of them, the stuff we spray on the ouchies to make the ouchies hurt more, but make sure they don't get infected, is made in a chemical plant. And I'm going to use a chemical plant too, because we have access to a chemical plant too, and we need to have this, which is going to take in some more ethanol with some more plastic to make 24 disinfectant. That's the other name for it. Ship battle is done. Yeah, that's nice. Can I go to there? Nope, we're going to run all the way home. Okay, location explored, got loot. Yep, hooray. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to get some disinfectant. We're going to get 24 disinfectant. Now, with my 24 disinfectant, I need to mix it with the sharp things to make the people, stitch up their appendages that they don't know how to use, because they don't know how to use a freaking hanky, so they don't make other people sick. And that is made in assembler with some steel and some plastic, hence why we're doing plastic this episode. Now, steel and plastic gives us medical equipment. That's the other name for it. It's a scalpel and some tweezers and a syringe, yeah, to stab into your fingers so you don't feel them when we cut them off. Also to stab in your lip as we, stitch it up so no more sneezing on other people. And I'll make 6 of those. Now, with my 24 of these, I'm obviously going to need 4 assemblers to make 24 of these, because they also go into another assembler, and when I combine the two together, I get medical supplies. 12 and 12 is going to give me 24, and as we're making 24 of these, we're obviously going to go for 48 of those. So that's today's plan. I'm going to string all this together in a wonderful way that it all sort of works. To do that, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break this pipe right there, and we're going to grab this pipe, and I'm going to run it this way. Come on, pipe, come. Good puppy. And we're going to run it right in front of those storage containers, which is going to lead to some very angry trucks. But we'll fix that up in just a minute after I remove that little bit of pipe. And quick remove. And we plug you into... Come on. Yeah, I have it connected for a second. And then I press Control to change it so it's, nice, and then it disconnects. Okay, so we're going to build that pipe. Important pipe, it provides water. It is also going to block off trucks. Well, sort of block off trucks. Trucks can reach over a certain amount of tiles, and this is exactly what these guys are doing. They're reaching over that pipe that's definitely blocking them in. But I still have a big chunk of salt that we also need to run out of the way. So we're going to run the salt belt along the exact same location. To bring it over here, to over here, to over here, to over here, to plug you in there. Okay, I'm going to build that as well. And with those two built, it means I can remove that pipe and that belt, And again, we're just going to spend uni so it goes away in a hurry. But I do need to give access to big trucks because we have big trucks and we like big trucks, but big trucks like big paths to get through. So we're going to put in 2 new bridges there, and that should let the trucks get in and out. At the same time, give us, you know, a bit more building room. I don't need you either, actually. So we're going to clear off a little bit of building room so we have some room to move and groove. Now, we need to take in ethanol plus chlorine to get plastic. Now, obviously, we have ethanol right here as soon as this belt buggers off. Yep. And after we have plastic, we're going to do the adult thing that we've been doing for a while now, and we're going to put it in a box. An adequately sized box, like that. And we just need to put this whole connection... Oh, ship's repaired. Ship, go 470. Bye. We need to put this, you know, somewhere logical where it can get ethanol, which is going to be there. Now, after we have ethanol, we do have to get the chlorine. We'll come back for the chlorine. We're going to take ethanol onto both those. Also, they have an exhaust we should deal with at the same time, which can be 1 smokestack and 2 smokestack. I could probably take that exhaust and run it over into... Actually, it's right here. All right, remember that. We're going to... Actually... Remember that. We're going to remove those 2. That would have complained to me. That way, if I forget, I'll remember. See whether we can get the exhaust over there. Okay. After we have... after we have you guys running, using the ethanol and the chlorine, we'll be able to output plastic right here. And then this little machine will be able to bring in ethanol and plastic right about here. It'll be able to output, well, it needs ethanol, which we conveniently have right about here. And it needs plastic, which we conveniently just made right about here, around the corner. Come on, nice and tight. Got to keep these belts nice and straight. To make the disinfectant, you know, the thing that we put on after we cut things off so, you know, people stop complaining about being sick and making half the colony die. And then we need another assembler. This assembler, it needs the plastic as well, plus it needs some steel. Now, obviously, I definitely have steel up in this corner of the map, totally. Yeah, so we're going to have to get steel from somewhere. Obviously, it's going to mean a belt right across the map, or a very, very tiny little storage container right about, I'm thinking here, and we're going to bring in steel. I'm thinking that's the easiest way to get steel across the map. Now, with that done, I do need to bring plastic into machine 1, and into machine 2, and into machine 3, and into machine 4. The good news is these guys use 6 plastic, so that's 6, 12, 24. You use 6 plastic as well, which is 30. Each one of these outputs 48. The catch is that it needs 12 ethanol. As for ethanol, we are making, each one of these makes 9 corn mash. 9 corn mash gets turned into 4.5 ethanol after you mix it with some oxygen, which means I'm making 13.5 into this tank. Now, as you can see, I have the 3 machines here, and I have the machines here. Location explored. Yep, okay, that's nice. Can you go further forward? No. All right, can you pop all the way home? Combat score 610, 610, 610, 610. Okay, so we're sort of out of targets. All right. So yeah, we're not quite making enough ethanol, definitely to run both of these machines, but even run one of these machines to give us enough plastic to run everything here, plus the ethanol required to make the disinfectant, we don't have that much. I do have the option of unpausing these machines, or building these machines, unpausing these machines, and then we'll have enough production, providing I have enough corn. The only way I have enough corn is if we don't fill up on animal feed. As the animal feed's going up, I think we're okay on animal feed finally, but we'll leave that for the moment. We can enable this if I need to. By the same token, we ain't using that much plastic, so it's not really that important. What is important is I stop getting sidetracked and we run this steel up a tile to there, and come on, can we just be happy belt? Happy belt. There we go. Into there, into there. Yeah, you are on the upper one. Okay, into there and into there. All right, so that'll give us our sharps that we then need to mix with our spray that we put on things after we cut them off, which then we need to run into 2 machines. 2 machines. Can I get you? Can I get you? Maybe? Holy crap, I probably can. Hello? No, that's ramped. Okay, so you can't fit under. Can I get you to go up? Alright, so we're going to run you above, and we're going to run you below. Yes, and then plug that one in there, and that one in there, and that one in there. And you have 3 tiles. If I have a second one right there, copy, paste. And you'll need the 2 ingredients, one being the disinfectant, one being the medical equipment, i.e. the spray that we put on the things after we cut them off, you know, to make the ouchies ouch even more, and also the sharps that we use to cut things off. Okay, so that'll give us medical equipment, and we're going to have 48 medical equipment, which is a decent amount of medical equipment in my humble opinion. Next thing is we need to go put it into a clinic, which means I need to put in a clinic somewhere. And some bright spark, like infinite wisdom, is that this ship is repaired right now. Please tell me it is. Are you back to full health? You are. Okay. We're going to do an experiment in a second. So some infinite wisdom person went and ran 3 pipes right beside the village, so we can't actually put one of these here anymore. So I've come up with an alternate solution, and you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. You remember that power generator that we said we'd never have to move again? Yeah, we're moving it again, which we're gonna put over there. Which means I could get rid of this, which then means I could put a clinic right here, right beside the giant water tower, right beside the sewage plant. But I thought that would be a little bit mean to the people. Like, they're sick already. The last thing they want to do is, you know, go to the local hospital or clinic and smell nothing but well, sewage. So we're not going to put it there. What we are going to do is we're going to quick remove. Come on, go away faster. We're going to put the recycling center there instead. That way we have a extra few tiles where we're going to build that, and then we're going to delete that and that, which we're going to again spend uni on, and we're going to put it beside the recycling center, beside the sewage treatment plant, because, you know, at least then they know exactly what they're going to get into. And as soon as we plug this in, it's going to give us our needs. Now our needs are going to be 17.6, so we're making 48, which is good. That's plenty. We only need 17.6. And that's for medical supplies 1. Now, I have access to medical supplies 2. We've done the research. We don't have it built yet, but I've got the research. It requires a few more steps, so we're not going to get into that this episode, but maybe next episode. Now, after I start supplying the colony with medical supplies, whilst I think about it, ship. You have a combat score of 610. You have a combat score of 560. So technically we're outranked by 50 points. But I have some confidence. So we're going to send our ship out there. I'm going to see what happens. This is actually a combat I want to see. I don't want to see that. And we found a limestone quarry. Yay. Alright, we need to watch out for that combat. So, as I was saying, when we bring over the medical supplies, a couple of things. We get bonus uni. Now, everybody likes a bit of bonus uni. Bonus uni you can spend on all sorts of things. Currently, I'm spending a whole bunch of uni on very important things like, well, fuel saver 1 and 2, because it makes the trucks more efficient. They're going to stop and regas less often. Overloaded trucks 1 and 2, because that way they carry more stuff, which means they dump more stuff. We're also doing maintenance reduce of 1 and 2 because it cuts down on the amount of maintenance I have to do and therefore saves resources. We're also doing recycling increase number 1 because it's 20% extra recycling, which is actually really, really good considering the cost. We could possibly... We're making 1.8. No, it's probably okay. We're also got plenty of food 1 and 2 because, well, we have plenty of food. Speaking of plenty of food, can I change you to fruit? Cool. That should fix that problem. So, little bit of bonus unity never hurts. On top of that, we get plus 15 health. Now, in my case, you get 10 health for just showing up, okay? You get 10 health for applying water and making sure you get rid of the sewage, either treat it or just dump it in the sea, whichever you prefer. Back to that one. I also get plus 12 health from food. Now, the food is made up of having one food group gives you plus 8, I want to say. Maybe one food doesn't give you anything. I can't remember. And then you get 8 for doing 2 food groups? Maybe. Maybe. But you get bonuses from having food. Because I have 3 categories unlocked, I have a total of 12. So plus 12 food. Each of the different food types give me small Unity bonuses on top of that, which is, one of the reasons I'm swimming in Unity most of the time. So, yeah. But, plus 12 from food. So I have a total of plus 32, minus 13 from air pollution. We're not perfect on the air pollution. There's definitely more things I could do. Haven't got around to them yet, but I have a decent amount of air pollution savers, mitigators in place already. So I already have a decently high health boost, which gives me a population boost of 0.09%. But when we plug this in, we're going to get an extra 15% on top of that. 15 health on top of that. Okay, the big one is the mortality reduction. So when they get the flu and they start sneezing on one another and blah, 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 some people meet an untimely demise and go visit a better place where they don't have to deal with the flu. That's the battle I wanted to look at. So you have 3 cannons with a range of 20. I have 2 cannons with a range of 20. I'm going to lose this. Or am I? We're going to get beaten to hell. Our ship damage done 1825, enemy 1200. We have more hit points because we've got armor. We've got the same DPS. They've got 3 cannons. We've got 2 cannons, but a lot more armor. Okay. And we found some loot. Okay, we need to come all the way home, and that's going to cost us a little bit of steel to repair. What's the story with steel? Are you running again? You are running. You are running. You are not running. You are not running. Why are you not running? Full output. What output? Slag. Why is the slag belt full? How much slag do we output? 18, 20. Oh. Okay. Upgrade the slag belt. Oh, that's not what I expected. Okay, we're going to upgrade that one as well and upgrade that one. It's not a resource in, it's a resource out problem. Can I do... I'm curious. Can I do storage, a bigger storage? Because that's a lot of slag coming out and not a lot of space to put it. I could put a bigger box in. Alright, we'll keep that in mind. Can I get an alert if you end up greater than 75%? That's what we're going to do. We'll call you slag overflow. That way, hopefully, I know what it is and why I'm getting an alert. And hopefully, click on it when it pops up. Okay. You've arrived back. You need 300 steel and 67 mechanical parts, 102 electronics. It's not as bad as I thought. All right, but the point is we can take out some of the bigger targets, which means I have more pirates I can go play with. Okay, where were we? We're talking about medical. All right. So, mortality reduction. Mortality reduction just means that, yes, when one person sneezes on a second person, sneezes on a third person, if we're going to lose, 2%, it's reduced by 0.6, which means it's down to just 1.4% lost, which is okay-ish. It's better. The other thing we can do is eventually get medical supplies too, which is going to give us more bonus unity, more health. Technically, the higher the health is, the quicker they repopulate without turning on any of the edicts to, give them booze and Netflix. And also a higher mortality reduction. So, yes. There is definitely reasons to give them medical supplies. Now, what we're going to do is, we're going to set you up with 2 lots of medical supplies, and then hopefully get medical supplies 2 over here eventually, at which point you'll preference using 2s until you run out, then you'll go back to using 1s. And then we need to get medical supplies over there. Now, to do that, I need to obviously go underneath this road, and I like the idea of 2 bridges. 2 bridges, it's a little bit more grandeur, a little bit more over the top. That belt, I'm going to go this lot. We're going to come to here, and then one thing sorry, I apologize. There's your bridges. All right, one thing I do want to do is I want to put a storage. I want to put a storage somewhere, and I'm figuring ship is fully repaired. Okay, I'm figuring you are a rock mine. That seems critically important. More important than there's a pirate there I get to say goodbye to. All right, I'm thinking a storage here and a storage. Getting into that one would be very awkward. But if I put a storage there and a storage there, that seems better. Okay, so belts. belt. Okay. I'm thinking if I put a storage here, and then out of there, up to there, across to there, down to there, down to there. Okay. We can then put medical supplies 1 into this one, and then eventually put medical supplies 2 into that one. That's going to be the grand plan. So, with that out of the way, I need to build all of that. At the same time, we need to build all of this. And now, before we get into it, in the comment section, tell me the one thing that we forgot to do. 2 things we forgot to do. I did mention them earlier in the episode. You know, before we get to the end of the episode, you can go edit your comment afterwards, because that's just cheating. What do we forget to do? So, plastic. Plastic needs this pipe built. That's one thing. We also need to get chlorine across here and deal with exhaust. So, plan is to get chlorine. Now, chlorine, we've got some production here. It comes from brine. The good news is we have a little bit of brine here we could tap into. That's not the hard part. The hard part is we need 16 chlorine here and 16 chlorine here. So I need 32 chlorine. You guys make 24 and 24, which is 48, and I need 32. So I have 16 spare chlorine, and you need 12 between the two of them. So we're going to take a pipe from about here and wrap it to about here, which means it runs alongside the bridge. That's all right. Trucks can't drive alongside the bridge. Well, at least they're not meant to. I have seen some dodgy truck drivers out there. We're going to bring you to here. We're going to bring you up to height 2, slide you right through the middle, over all those machines to here, drop you down, and then run you to here, at which point we're going to plug chlorine into that one and chlorine into that one. With those 2 done, can I see this battle? Defeated. And all the stats are the exact same. Okay, which means we're going to come back with our tail between our legs. Alright, so it looks like there's a chance to win and a chance to not win. Look, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. We're going to build that pipe, and that should get chlorine flowing in here. Now, I've already got steel. It's been imported. Hopefully, yes, it's been imported. So, with steel here and chlorine on the way, that should give us plastic. What destination can you not reach? Wherefore you try to go? Off. Oh, look, people are getting sick. Perfect! It's a flu, very severe. Okay, so this is going to have a mortality rate of 0.7 with a health reduction of 0.1 because they have a disease at -20, which offsets all our positives. So, you know, that increases the mortality rate. Yay. Can we... Where's that chlorine? Oh, it's in the pipe. It's getting here really slowly. Cool. Can I get some chlorine? I like it. This is the perfect time to get this up and running. Actually, how long is that going to last? It doesn't... I know it tells me somewhere. Aha! Here we go. 7 months. Okay. So it has a mortality of 0.7. So if I could get this in with a mortality rate reduction of 0.6, it means the overall mortality is... Oh, exhaust. That was the second thing I had to do. Okay. Exhaust. You are plugged into this pipe, which is plugged into this pipe, which is plugged into you, and also into you, and also into you. So you are running, how much you guys do? You do 36 times 3, which is like 100, and you process 180, and I have all of 50 to get rid of, if I'm lucky. Okay, what we're going to do is, we're going to, this was not part of it. Whoop. Cancel. We're going to run you to there. We're going to run you to there. That gives me a connector. Okay. Not part of the original plan, but height R height 2. Okay, after I get you to there, I technically have a free slot right beside all those bolts and pipes. So we're going to run you to here, and then run you under here, under here, under here, and then just hang out there for a second. That is the exhaust pipe. Okay, we're gonna plug you. Oh, nope. Yeah, like that. Uni, and uni. Right, hopefully, as I've given you a little connector, a little bit of thingy to plug into, hopefully you're going to output straight away, because like I want plastic. I really want plastic. 14 plastics. Somebody output. Excellent. Okay, so we need to get all these running. You need to get plastic down the line, which could take a minute. But yeah, not enough workers. Oh, because people are dying. Stop dying. So annoying. It's the only reason we're giving you medical, because you keep dying, and it's annoying. Alright, so that's outputting the exhaust, which is going to go into there. So now you're doing like 140-ish, 130-ish, something like that. You're making the disinfectant, which is going to flow into these guys. Yes, actually, we already have medical on the belt. We just needed to get to here, because I want to see this in action. 4 months left. Come on, belt. Travel faster. There's a chance it might take you longer than 4 months to get here. There is actually a serious chance. Belts are not terribly fast when you convert them into months. Okay, which means lights turn on, and our mortality drops to... Well, people have stopped dying. No, we're at 0 health. Okay, so what's the story? The story is probably wait another month, so the stats update. What is it? It's the 10th of June. So disease at 0.68. Healthcare's at 0. So I need to have this change up to 1 month's worth of healthcare, which should then reflect here, and we should get the plus 15 we need, or whatever it is, plus the 15 it gets us. There we go. All right, so we're on the new months. So we have a disease of just 0.1 now. We have a 0.3 total, which means technically, because we have the such a high health that it's at plus 7. So our population is still going down slightly, ever so slightly. At the same time, the mortality reduction has been reduced. Yes, we've got the bonus health, and we're going to have a bit more unity from hospital. 1.16. I'm not sure how 0.6 turns into 1.16. Just going to roll with it. Entirely going to roll with it. I know these have a bonus production, or bonus unity for having all their needs met. And I assume that's how hospitals get doubled. I'm assuming the uni is 1 to start with, to just providing a hospital and having something in it. And then the item that we're putting in gives us plus 0.6. And no, hang on. If it gives us plus 0.6 and we're getting 100% bonus, and you're not all townhouses. If we're all townhouses, I'm willing to bet would be doubled for every one of them at 1.2. These only do a 50% bonus. Yes. So that should fix that problem. Unfortunately, people are still going to be dying. We can mitigate that entirely by just telling them to have babies at the same time. If they have babies at the same time they're dying, then the population goes up. But that is our little production. That is our little production right there. Has a high supply of coal. Oh, okay, so it works. All right, we're going to turn on truck export, because that's good to know. How is our glass? Our glass is half full. Okay, so that we've learnt 2 important things. 1, we can run this at least with medium modules and still have glass. Now, I could upgrade these to large modules to get coal in faster. Actually, let's just go look at coal. That one. And I want imports. So the imports is 4 months. And we're getting 228 and 288, which is about 500. 500 every 4 months, it looks like. Yeah, it all depends on when it shows up. That was 288 plus... That was 228 plus... And that brings us up to 288, which is 400? 500. 500 and 170. What is the contract for? It's okay, so the contract's for 630. So it would be wrong button, that button. Coal. That one. We're getting 600 every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. So we're getting 120-ish per month. Obviously, upgrading these to faster modules would help. But trucks can now export from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you to export. I'm going to set you to for priority 7. And then this one over here, which is also an export, we're going to set... Actually, we'll set you to a 7. And then this one, we'll set to a 5. So that way they take this preferentially. Why are you bringing it here? It's an export. It's an export. Okay. I do... Do we run the belts? Do we run the belts? I might run a belt all the way across. Okay. Just so it's belt fed. If it's belt fed here to here, that'll definitely save us some issues. We have no steel. Alright, but you're now outputting... You're not full, but you're worryingly full. Yeah. Yeah, we're also running these guys to try and fill up our construction parts. Okay, low supply of diesel. Okay, that's problematic. And yet... Hang on, where are you? You're not quite empty. You guys are full still. So we're not running these at full speed. Oil seems to be running at full speed. Let's have a quick double check of diesel. The green one here is our production. Our consumption has just gone up. Yeah, we have too many trucks driving too far long distance, which is causing us to consume extra diesel. So we need to look at doing something with this. I could either upgrade the system, or technically I can just duplicate the system, which is something I reserve the right to do. We might just duplicate it. Population is recovered, disease is over. Let's turn that off to save me the Unity. We're swimming in Unity. So low supply of limestone, which just means we need more trucks mining. I have a spare mining crew that we keep moving from project to project. It's just iron miners. Very, very close to being dead. And it's mostly rock. So we're just playing a little bit of catch up, trying to clear that off. So that's iron ore. Yep. Corn mash is still maxed out. So we're still converting that into ethanol as fast as we can. We have used 1,000 in here, but we've also added 600 plastic in here. Oh, wrong button. As for plastic, can I just click on plastic? Thank you. Plastic for right now can go into stacks, which we haven't really looked at. It goes to medical equipment, which we haven't really looked at. And eventually we'll go into PCBs. We're not playing with any of that right now, which means for right now, plastic really only goes to medical equipment. That's the only thing we're spending it on, so I'm not too worried about it. It's pretty good as is, and frankly, we're going to fill up that storage in no time, and then it'll have nowhere to go. It'll have nowhere to go, and we'll just have to sit on it and decide what to do with it later. Limestone will probably catch up, maybe. Only having, I think you got 2 trucks, right? 3 trucks and 2 excavators. Okay, that's less than ideal. Yeah, we have a few very busy situations with trucks. No reachable. Oh, coal's done, which is mostly full and has a lot of excavators on it. There's a chance we might be able to pull some of these guys off. Can I get you guys to keep digging out this highway? Well, it's a bypass, really. It's a bypass. And take another strip off that. And we're just going to pull... Let's pull 2 off that and 2 off that. And we'll throw them onto limestone to make sure it stays full. Iron, I'm not too worried about. This is being filled in. I think we're done for it. Nope. Oh, you guys are finished. Okay, if you're finished at an area, we'll go from there to there. Okay, and actually, curiosity killed the cat. You have 0 fruit. You have 92 fruit. And we've still got 2 months worth. But have we changed over? I have changed over that recipe. It's growing right now. So that's outputting potatoes. They all seem to be doing fine. You're outputting veggies. You're outputting fruit. So that all seems to be running fine. Okay. Yeah, we have just more production than what we're consuming, which is perfect because both veggies and fruit, you can't recycle them anything. Technically, you can turn fruit into cake, but that's a long way away. So, low supply of coal. Yeah, we know about that. And corn mash, I think we just turn corn mash off. I don't really, it's going to be full forever. You can notify me if you get under 25%. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I don't know how that'll happen. We'd have to run out of corn. And we're going to have to do something about animal feed. Animal feed also in the future. But I'm going to end this episode here. We're pretty happy. We got Medical 1 up and running. Next episode, I don't know. Maybe Medical 2? Maybe we try and work out what we can do about fuel. Fuel's another option. It's a serious option because it's a serious problem. But we're going to call it here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next episode where... Yeah, iron, fuel, rocks, coal. No, coal's pretty sorted now. Yeah, there's a few options. Diesel. Because because every ship's using diesel as well. There's a few options we need to look at, but we'll worry about that in the next episode. I'm going to call it here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. See you guys in the very next episode. All right, bye.